Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about Phanes, the famous god from the Orphic cosmogony. Overall, Phanes was the primordial god of creation in the Orphic cosmogony. He was the generator of life, the driving force behind reproduction in the early cosmos. Phanes was hatched from the world egg, a primordial mix of elements split into its integral parts by Chronos, aka time, and Ananke, aka inevitability. As a side note, keep the previous line in mind, which I will explain further down in the video. What is more, Phanes was the first king of the universe who handed the royal scepter over to his daughter Nyx, who in turn handed it down to Uranus. It was then seized by the titan Kronos and afterwards by Zeus, the ultimate ruler of the cosmos. Some say that Zeus devoured Phanes in order to absorb his powers, redistributed among a new generation of gods, the Olympians he would sire. Guys, pay attention. The absorption of powers has a metaphorical meaning, e.g., lightning, the spark of life, one of the powers that Zeus absorbed from Phanes. Hence, Zeus brought and redistributed the various forms of life throughout the universe. The Orphics equated Phanes with the elder primordial god Eros of Hesiod's theogony. Please note that the inner and original meaning of Eros is the desire and power for creation, aka the power of cosmic creation itself. In simple terms, the original Eros was one of the most kick-ass gods to ever exist. Moreover, Phanes also incorporated aspects of other primordial beings described by various ancient writers such as Thesis, Physis, and Ophion. Phanes also echoes the figures of Metis, aka wisdom and consulting, and by some writers this goddess was devoured by Zeus, and Tethys most of all. What is more, Phanes was also described as a beautiful, gold-winged hermaphroditic deity wrapped in the coils of a serpent. His name means bring to light or make appear from the Greek verbs phanao and pheno. Furthermore, later Greek writers made, directly or indirectly, a plethora of references about Phanes throughout the writings, and many times they would also associate Phanes with other deities, like Dionysus. In the case in which Phanes is associated with Dionysus, we have the story of sacrifice, death, and resurrection. All that being said, if you study Phanes, many things may become complicated and confusing. Thus, what you guys should keep in mind about Phanes are the following things. 1. According to the Orphic religion, Phanes is the first being among all gods and goddesses. In other words, he is the one god that stands above all creations and outside the bounds of creation itself, similar to what Christians describe as their god, supreme above all else. 2. No god, mortal, etc. was ever able to see or meet Phanes. The only exception was the goddess Nyx, whom Phanes chose as his successor. 3. According to the Orphic myth religion, it was Phanes who created the world in which the gods reside, aka the spiritual world, and a different world in which the mortals reside, aka the materialistic world. Also keep in mind that the materialistic world is bound by the constraints of time, and thus, everything that is born will eventually die. This also applies to the macrocosms, like the galaxies, which in turn leads us to the inevitable, aka Ananke, conclusion of things. 4. One way or another, many writers relate Phanes to other gods, animals, and so forth. To help you understand it better, many gods are reflecting various attributes of Phanes. On the one hand, it is logical since Phanes is the source of everything, while on the other hand, it also illustrates the various aspects of Phanes' universal powers that are reflected through his creations. So, what does it mean? It means that Phanes' existence becomes visible through the attributes that other gods and creations have. For instance, Phanes is related to Eros because in order to create something and to give the breath of life to something or someone, Eros, the power of cosmic creation, is needed. Without the desire of the power of Eros, no creation can be formed. 5. If you observe very carefully the myth of Phanes and everything related to him, you will be able to observe that his story is also what today's science describes as the creation of a universe. In this case, Phanes would be the point from which the Big Bang originated, aka world egg, and all creation was formed from. I'm pointing that out because according to some sources, Phanes came from the cosmic egg that Chronos, aka time, created, which cannot be the case since time started to exist from the moment the universe was born. So, how can this be explained in which both statements of the paradox become valid? According to one theory of quantum physics, the point in which two universes collide is where an explosion occurs, aka Big Bang, from which a new universe is being created, and which brings with it the elements from both the previous universes. Hence, this point right before the Big Bang is the cosmic egg from which Phanes is born, and through the birth of Phanes the Big Bang occurs and the universe is being created. Why before the Big Bang? Because Chronos aka time came into existence after the Big Bang, while Phanes stands outside the constraints of time, and because he was the one who created time. In other words, and as already stated at the beginning, time and Ananke derived from him. Thus, the original Chronos pre-existed in the two universes that collided so as to create our current universe. We should also keep in mind the fact that Phanes' name means bring to light or make appear, and therefore a new cosmic creation has been brought to light and has made its appearance in the cosmos of creation. I hope that I did not confuse you guys with the fifth point. Finally, Phanes has been usually depicted as a deity emerging from a cosmic egg and was entwined with a serpent. He had a helmet and had broad golden wings. In this case, the serpent symbolizes the constant evolution process. The helmet is another form of a crown, which symbolizes that Phanes was the ultimate ruler and stood above everyone and everything else. The golden wings have a dual meaning. Golden color, which is the ultimate spiritual form according to esoteric science, and wings, which in this case symbolizes that Phanes was not bound by any constraints. Okay, let us finish with the following saying. The beginning of everything is atoms and void, and everything else is perception. Democritus. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.